Thank you so much for staying with us as we continue to tell your story. Now, an inquest to determine whether the Ford Motor Company should be held accountable for the death of a man in 2015 has been postponed to March the 8th. Reshall Jimmy burned to death in his vehicle in December 2015 when his Ford Kuga burst into flames at Wilderness in the Southern Cape while on holiday. The NPA made a decision not to prosecute the company after the tragedy. Civic organization AfriForum's private prosecution unit is taking the matter to court on behalf of the Jimmy family. AfriForum's investigator Andrew Lisk says big corporates should be held accountable for such incidents. After nearly 40 incidents were reported of the SUV bursting into flames across South Africa, Ford in January 2017 recalled 4,500 1.6 Kuga cars in the country. The company said the fires were caused by overheating due to poor coolant circulation that led to an oil leak, but it was unaware of any injuries resulting from the fires. Our reporter Vanessa Puna has been following this story for us.
For the family of Reshall Jimmy, finally, after 3 years and 2 months, some clarity in terms of the way forward. Of course, following his death in December 2015, when his Ford Kuga caught light while he was on holiday in the Southern Cape. Now today, Judge Robert Henny made no bones about telling all the parties involved, of course, the evidence leader as well as the defence, in this case for the Ford Motor Company, as well as AfriForum, who is representing the Jimmy family on a pro bono basis in this matter, in this inquest, telling them and also giving strict deadlines and guidelines in terms of by which dates all witnesses, additional witnesses, need to be subpoenaed, and also with regards to information, for example, as requested by Advocate Besaidenote for Ford, saying that they would need, for example, things like cell phone records, records like the state of health of Mr. Jimmy at the time that he died. Of course, the judge making very clear that those that information, as well as any outstanding reports, should be made available and shared among all counsel at the stage. But joining me is the sister of Reshall Jimmy, Renisha. Good afternoon to you, Renisha. Let me first start. It's been a long battle for your family. Finally, you are here in the High Court behind me in the Western Cape. An inquest date set for today, now postponed till the 18th of March. What is it that the family is feeling at this point in time?
Look, we're very happy with how today's proceedings actually went along. We agree with the decision the judge made to postpone till the 18th, and we proceed from there. And yeah, we're extremely pleased and happy that we're actually heading to finally get some form of closure.
We've seen that this has been quite an uphill battle for your family, 3 years in the making. You know, lots has been said in the media, you know, allegations that have been made surrounding the cause of death of your brother. And so I suppose at the end of the day, it would appear as though you were one family versus a very big company. And having said that, by no means stating outright that they would have been responsible in terms of your brother's death. But this inquest does certainly bring the matter to the fore, that there is a voice for consumers such as yourselves and your brother.
Yes, absolutely. Look, I think that taking for account the incident that happened just last week, there was another Kuga that caught on fire. I think it was on Thursday. This helps voice that to corporates like Ford that you can't actually take advantage of your consumers, and that we can fight back, and they need to value their consumers because they are around based off consumers trusting within the brand. So that's the message we're trying to set, that they need to appreciate their consumers, but in that as well, not allow them to tarnish Reshall's reputation and get justice for him while he's not around to defend himself.
Up until today, you know, you would have had communication with the company itself. We understand that there was initially an offer of compensation to the family. You've rejected this. Can you tell us why?
They offered us compensation, but on the basis that we would say that he committed suicide at the time or was murdered. That was not true. So we want the truth to come out of what happened. And to us, we believe that Ford is liable and that he died because he was trapped in that car, and that car was manufactured by Ford and it has a problem. So it's about the truth, not about compensation. So that's why we rejected and we continued fighting.
Thank you very much. Of course, Reshall Jimmy there, the sister of Reshall Jimmy, who died in December 2015 when his Ford Kuga caught alight. And of course, today here in the High Court, the inquest has now been postponed until the 18th of March for all the parties to get information, reports together. As Judge Henny said just now, that it is important that this matter does go ahead without any interruption. And I suppose for the family of Reshall Jimmy, that's exactly what they're hoping for when this matter gets underway in the court behind me next month.